Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. Today I want to talk about long-term suffering versus short-term suffering. Okay, I guess the best way that I can explain this or start the topic rather is to think about the most common situation where we perceive it as being inconvenient, uncomfortable, undesirable, and creating suffering. And that would be snoozing your alarm first thing in the morning, right? Waking up first thing in the morning feels like, oh, this is awful. This is torture. I just want 5 more minutes, right? Like so many of us experience this where we just want that 5 more minutes. We just want that 10 more minutes. We just want that little bit more. And in our mind, we tell ourselves that by getting up right now, that is the suffering. And we think, oh, snoozing the alarm or sleeping in a little bit is going to give us a little bit of a treat for ourselves, right? It's perceived as the benefit or the good thing. Oh, I'm going to get 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Now I want you to think about this. So you're perceiving the temporary suffering as waking up right now, as just sucking it up and going with the alarm and just getting up. That's the suffering that you're assuming. But now I want you to close your eyes if you can and visualize your day and fast forward to 10 minutes from now, 30 minutes from now, or from the time that you're waking up, right? 10 minutes from the time you wake up, 30 minutes, an hour. So you snoozed your alarm and you felt good about it, right? You're like, ha ha ha, I got that extra 5 minutes, which by the way, did you actually get rest? Did you actually feel rested? Hold on, I want to close this so I can see if there's any comments. Okay. Did you actually feel rested? Probably not. You probably actually just made yourself more tired and gave yourself now the feeling in the back of your head of, oh, but I have to get up. So now you're creating this dread. So instead of just getting up and going with your day, now we're building suffering. We're building the dread. We're building the, oh, but the alarm's going to go off at this time. And now we're creating panic and anxiety within our body unnecessarily first thing in the morning. So that's what's happening within the first 10 minutes. Fast forward into the next 30 minutes, you cut yourself short amount of time that you needed to get up and do the thing. Let's say you're like me, where you like to meditate and journal, find self-care and balance before you start your day. Well, now you slept in. Now you gave yourself that temporary like I told you before, temporary treat. Like you slept in and that was like the benefit. That was the treat. But now what you did was rob yourself of that self-care time, of that actual treat, of that actual blessing of peace and serenity and getting to move through your morning slowly because what we forget so often is that how you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. So it's really important that we think about the things that we choose to do first thing in the morning. Okay. The things that we choose to consume, be that I've talked about this before, auditorily, visually, physically, um, all the things. So, what you listen to, what you watch, what you eat, what conversations you have first thing in the morning, like all of this sets the tone for your day. So, robbing yourself of this opportunity to have a beautiful, calm, peaceful morning to set the tone to have a beautiful, calm day. Now you're setting the tone for your day to be rushed, for your day to be basically a day of playing catch up. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's suffering. For me, having a day where I feel like no matter how much I'm running, I'm not catching up, that feels like suffering. And that suffering, in my mind, for my perception, outweighs the suffering of just getting up when the alarm tells me to. Okay. So that's the 10 minutes at 30 minutes. Now, fast forward to, I don't know, a couple hours into your day. Now you're realizing, well, not only did I feel stressed first thing in the morning, I robbed myself of the opportunity to move slowly through my morning and I'm rushing now, but now I'm running late. Now I was late to work. Now I was late for my first meeting. Now, um, instead of being able to get my kid up and get them to school in a happy way, now I was yelling at them and rushing them. So now I'm also affecting somebody else's day. So it's just, I hope you guys are seeing my point that we think a lot of times in life that we are prolonging the suffering, but not realizing that by prolonging short term suffering, which let's be real, you got up with your alarm. Yes, you would have felt discomfort, but that discomfort would have passed honestly within like the first couple minutes, maybe the first hour, had your cup of coffee, tea, matcha, whatever it is that you drink in the morning, and you would have been good. And you would have probably had a great day because I don't know if you're like me, but for me, what I notice is when I actually do make good choices first thing in the morning, i.e., getting up immediately, I make better choices throughout the day because I'm proud of myself. Because I feel like, oh, I'm a competent person. I am making good choices for myself. So I want to continue to make those good choices throughout the day and continue to feel proud of myself and continue to feel good and motivated and disciplined. Disciplined is like the main thing here because I think that so many people fall back on the phrase motivation, but what they don't realize is motivation is a temporary emotion. But discipline is where it's at. Discipline is going to get you far. So again, it's like people don't realize that giving into that short-term satisfaction of temporarily prolonging the perceived suffering, you're actually creating now a 24-hour cycle of continued long-term suffering that actually doesn't just affect your mood or your temporary emotions for a short while. Like, let's be real, when you get up and you push yourself, like I said, first couple minutes, first hour, you're tired, whatever, you push through, and then you get over it. But now we've created this cycle of events that have taken us through our day that now, for that entire day, the tone has been set of playing catch up, of rushing, of now feeling not good enough, feeling like a disappointment, feeling like we let ourselves down, like we let other people down. And it's awful. So so in the goal of not suffering immediately, we created all of this long-term suffering that we didn't have to go through. And that's just one example, you know? There are so many things in our life that we do basically this exact thing where we think that's uncomfortable. I don't want to deal with it. Like, think about conversations. Oh, I don't want to have that uncomfortable blah 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 blah. I don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation with this person because that's gonna feel gross, or it's just I just don't want to do it. But then you end up not clearing the air on your expectations, on your feelings, on what you see happening, and not being authentic, and then that creates long term suffering in that dynamic, in that relationship where you're continuing to put up with things and tolerate things that you don't want, that don't feel good for you, that make you unhappy. You're staying in relationships that are making you unhappy, all to avoid the temporary discomfort of speaking your truth and letting yourself and the other person just sit in it, just sit in that discomfort. And yes, you could argue, well, but if I say what I have to say, then there could be a fight. Yeah, there could be a fight. There absolutely could be a fight. And sorry guys, my hair's doing some crazy stuff. I had hairspray in it and like, oy. There could be a fight and that could be really uncomfortable. But again, is a 24-hour in the grand scheme of things, is a 24-hour period of discomfort, discord, arguments, hostility, is that not worth it to avoid a lifetime, or maybe not a lifetime, but maybe like a year, 2, 3, 4 of being with this person and being unhappy? Whereas if you go through that discomfort right now and you speak up, two things can happen. Either things fall apart and it's done and over with, which either way, you saved yourself a couple of years. Good for you. Or two, it's a little discomfort, a little uncomfortable for a while, but you actually learn how to work together and you learn to grow. And the other person starts to see your needs and meet them. And in return, you're able to now open the space for both of you to have these healthy dialogues and healthy conversations with each other, you know? So, in the long term, it actually creates a beautiful situation. So, the suffering here doesn't even compare. Like, there's no suffering long term because either you have peace because you no longer have that person in your life, or you have reciprocity and understanding. So again, these are all situations that I want you to think about. What else are some things that we can think about? The stress of paying that bill right now. So you have this bill, you have to pay it. And yes, you have the money, but oh, if I spend that money now, then I'm not going to have any money to do A, B, C, D, whatever else you want to do for the rest of the week, right? So you don't. So you say, I don't want to suffer right now. I want to enjoy my money. I'm not going to pay that bill. Okay, great. Now you spend the rest of the month freaking out and trying to figure out how you are going to catch up on that bill because now you have two bills. Now you have this month and next month's. Was it worth it? Was it worth it to push back that short term suffering to now have the stress and the discomfort of long term suffering? And it's just fascinating to me because we live in this society that is very much surrounded around high stress. I feel like our current day society experiences far more stress than the past generations. And I have to wonder if it is because we have become lazy as a society. I don't know why I can't speak to guys. I hope you're following. We have become lazy as a society. And we have become addicted to immediate gratification because of, technology, which technology is a beautiful thing, don't get me wrong. But due to technology and all the things that we have at our fingertips, we have become very lazy as a society. And we have decided that current comfort is more important than long term peace. And I want you to challenge that. I want you to think about that. And I want you to decide, is it really? And actually, I just came up with another example. So, I have to hurry up because I got to go pick up my daughter. But thinking about, weight loss, right? Decisions that we make with weight loss, where we say, oh, I don't want to work out. Or, well, we'll start with working out and then we'll go into food. I don't want to work out because then I'm going to be sore and that's uncomfortable and I don't feel like sweating and I just don't want to do it. Like, who wants to do all of that? But then you're going to spend the next week, month, year, decade unsatisfied with your physical appearance. And it's something that you absolutely could have done something about. And so instead of just starting today and starting plan and that excitement and the pride that you feel by saying, wow, like I decided I wanted to do something for myself and I did it. And look at how far I've come in this month, in this 2 months, and whatever it is. You're letting yourself prolong that success and that good feeling because you want to temporarily feel good and comfortable by not exercising. I mean, make it make sense because it doesn't. And I mean, I say that obviously being tongue in cheek, but like I understand where it comes from because we've all done it. I do it. I do it too, where it's like, oh, I don't feel like working out. I'm just tired today. I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then now you've given yourself the excuse yesterday that you put it off. So I'll just put it off another day. Whereas we need to get in the habit of saying no. I'm going to be uncomfortable for a short term now so that I can be successful, happy, and peaceful long term. Okay. And the same thing goes with our eating habits and saying, like, I'll start my diet tomorrow. Why? And I don't like that word, actually. I do not like the word diet, guys. I am not a believer in diet. I am a believer in balance. I am a believer in moderation. I am a believer in not depriving yourselves of things that you truly want, but also creating a lifestyle of balance. If I'm going to eat this or if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to balance it by this. Um, and so I don't want you to ever restrict yourself, but everyone's choice is their own. But let's just use this as an example, like I'm going to start eating better tomorrow. Why? Why don't you just start today? Oh, because you don't want to be uncomfortable right now, but you're uncomfortable in your jeans tomorrow, right? Yeah, I know. So we're creating this long term disappointment and dissatisfaction and stress and sadness because we refuse to take charge of our own lives and make those good choices today. So, with all of that said, I want to use this video as an opportunity to encourage you and to remind you and gently nudge you and inspire you to start making those difficult choices and actions today. Okay. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do them all in one shot. Start with one little thing. Stop hitting snooze in the morning. Get up when your body tells you to, first thing in the morning, and just see how that helps you make better choices and makes you feel better more and more and more. And it's going to become contagious. Okay. So, if you liked this, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like this video, comment. If you do take inspired action and start making better choices for your life, please put it in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear that what I'm telling you guys is helpful. It's actually making a difference in your life. So please talk to me. Let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you guys, and stay limitless. Bye.